Good morning, everybody. I am late. I am sorry, 6 minutes late. I really do apologize. Just one of those days. My computer was off. I came in here. I thought my computer was already on. I forgot that I shut down last night, and so I had to fire up everything. It just took a little bit of time there. Longer than expected. I've got Cumulative Delta still calculating down here. You can see it's my volume profile still calculating as well. So we're gonna wait for that, but that's kind of what we look at last anyway. So we can just jump into our higher time frame. So if you're new to the stream, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, which I know sounds small in the YouTube world, but for me, starting out with 0 subscribers and just throwing up videos on YouTube, not at random, but just throwing videos on YouTube to see if anyone would watch them. Back last May, June, to now almost getting 1,000 people is pretty cool. I remember when I had like 20 subscribers, I was like, who would ever subscribe to this channel? But some people did. All right, let's look at our daily chart, what we got going on. Yeah, if you're new, typically I only trade the Nasdaq futures contract. It's a highly volatile product, and for me it's great for intraday trading, and my strategy is basically doing pre-market technical analysis where I start at higher time frames like the daily 4-hour, and then I move down to shorter time frames like the hourly, the 5-minute, and then like the 500 volume. The higher time frames like the daily and sometimes the weekly and the hourly give me a bird's eye view of what's going on in the market and help me check off some levels, mark some levels, I should say. And then when I move down to my lower time frames, I use those levels in combination with price action and cumulative delta order flow to find scalping opportunities. So here on the daily, this is yesterday's candle. We had said yesterday in pre-market that this 13,000 level was going to be a big level. We can see support right down here. We thought that if we could get through that level, that it would open up the bottom of this channel down here and price would want to begin falling down. This channel, we drew it from this line, this point to this point. I'm wondering if... I'm just now thinking, is there something else over here? I'm not really seeing that. Sometimes you can use the wicks or the bodies of these things to get a better idea of where this channel might actually be. But in any case, I think it's opened up the downside here for it. The fundamental news on this thing is still not good for it. Interest rates are still going to go up. Inflation's still going up. The war in Ukraine is still happening. So nothing really has changed fundamentally to have this current bearish structure change. So this thing's going to keep falling down, in my opinion, and we've just got to be able to find our opportunities. It's not going to fall down every day. Every day is not going to be a red day. We don't have red days every day. Some days are going to be green days, and when you get stuck with a short mentality on a green day, it stinks. I had one of those last week. We lost like $1,800. So, you've got to go. The market's going to go where it goes, and it's just your job to try to figure out where it's going to go, particularly for scalping. And on that note, I should say you should not copy my trades. This is just for educational purposes. It's just to show how I trade, and also for me to use this as a trading journal for me to review my trades at the end of the day. And also I kind of, talk through them so I get a better idea of what I'm thinking also later. And sometimes I'll watch these things. I'm like, why do you think that? Can't you see what the price is doing? Like you're stuck in one, your bias is too strong that you can't actually see what's going on. Or lots of times I get way too fine. I get way too detailed. I'll drop down to like a 500 volume chart and get so detailed into something like this that I'm completely forgetting the bigger picture of what's actually going on. So on the daily, that didn't give us any technical analysis, except we popped through this 13,000 level. We came down to 12,941. So we've explored some of those prices below 13,000 in the overnight European and Asian session. We can see that down here. We now have price Let me drop over the 4 hour before I jump on that hourly. I'm glad I did because I can see this downtrend going on here. We've kind of punched up through that a little bit there. A key level on this is going to be this 20 SMA Bollinger Band up here at 13,350 level. I would say like right there. Because we're through this, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to have the gas to come up here, but it's just something to be mindful of that, it kind of broke out of this two-legged pullback here, two-legged move. ABCD pattern, A, B, C, D, that completed, and doing a little bit of a pullback. Still though, in that overall bearish downtrend, we broke through that key level. So on the hourly, this is really what caught my eye, is we broke through that key level down there. And I hope my mic is working. If I'm talking and this is not working, I'm really gonna not lose it, but be a little defeated. But I think it's working. Here's let me see. I gotta grab this. So here's that 4 hour downtrend that we just drew, but we just draw it on the hourly. We came up through that as we broke this trend line. We broke the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. That LVN looked like it should have held, huh? You can see this low volume node. If you don't know how volume profiles work, we have high volume nodes, we have low volume nodes. High volume nodes are areas where we've seen a lot of volume with those prices. The low volume nodes is where there hasn't been much interest in those prices, and because of that, typically low volume nodes act as support and resistance. So it's interesting that price really broke through that low volume node right here. And this profile is a weekly volume profile. You can see them up here. I label them up at the top. I use a weekly and a regular trading hours one. I also have an extended trading hours one on a 500 tick, but I don't look at it that much just because it's too much data. I think you probably could trade off of it, but for me, it's just data overload. So what we're coming to now, we broke through this trend line. We busted through this LVN. We've hit the upper band on the 1 hour. What I'd like to see happen is we get a bearish candle going on right here, which is already taking shape. Market's going to open in 6 minutes. And we move back into this high volume area. We move back into that high volume area, and you might be able to take a short again on the way down. Your exit's going to want to be this ledge right here. I would not be looking to make new lows on it, even though I do think price in general is going to drift down farther. As a scalper, I'm just looking for that opportunity to find some points and not get chopped up, and also capture my profit. So, I can see this edge right here. You see this low volume area here. This is the 13,000 level that we marked out, which was key support. I think what you may see is this thing do a bearish candle, and then we drop back and we start to move a little bit lower. This to me would be a nice pocket to pick up right here if we wanted to take a short. Now I've got to make sure I wait for the trade to actually trigger. My big $1,800 day was a very similar day to this. Well, my $1,800 day that I lost was a very similar day to this. Almost exactly. I was looking for a break of the 20 SMA back down to a support level. And I tried to get in way too high. I tried to get in like up here, anticipating price would begin to move down. And I got chopped up, stopped out like 3 or 4 times for like $1,800. And the price continued. I stopped trading and the price continued to rally the rest of the day. It was actually, I can show you what day it was. It was on this big green candle right here. So it wasn't too long ago. I saw this bearish candle from the day before. I thought we were going to come down and hit this. And this was the day that I decided I had my short bias was on, and I got chopped. I didn't get chopped. I just got stopped out to bits. Nearly the identical setup as today. Market's going to open in 4 minutes. Nearly identical as today. So I need to make sure that we clear some of these levels. Particularly, we have the 20 SMA on the 1 hour and VWAP down here. We've got this support area. So my trade for today is going to be, you know, break of 13,064 and try to capture like 40 points. There's 40 points probably in here, and I would just try to take 20 to 30 of them. And that would be my trade setup for today. And I would be cautious if price came down here. I wouldn't want to get stuck down here, but that trade to me, it looks like it would be a pretty good one. So that's probably the only thing I'm gonna be looking at today. You know, price may want to rip up higher for a little bit, may want to come up for some air. It could just be too overextended to the downside, and needs to come up a bit. If we look at our contracts, it is rollover week. The NQ right here. Sorry, that one kind of botched, but we can see the new contract has 120,000 volume. This one has 85,000. So we're clearly in the new contracts. If you're not rolled over, you need to roll over today. New contract is in play. I only say that because I'm about ready to look down here at Delta. Delta is positive 400, so we're positive. We're above VWAP, and we are green on the day. This is almost the identical setup of when I got chopped up last week. We were green. All these were green coming in pre-market, and I had a very similar trade setup, which never triggered. So today I've got to be really cautious of that. Perhaps I don't take a trade today, and that's going to be okay too. I don't want to buy it. You know, I say that, and then it's like, well, price action, you know, if we drop down to this trend line and we drop down to one of these key levels, this 20 SMA or something, you know, we get price action, you know, gives me a long trade. You know, would I take it? I don't know. But I would like to see, you know, this trade. This is the trade right here. We break 20 SMA, we break VWAP. There's a little bit of support right there. We get a pop down into that area, and that's it, guys. I'm just a scalper. Don't look to me to be the predicting the future of where markets are going to go and where to put your grandpa's inheritance. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy to give you some advice, perhaps actually just show you kind of how I do this, how I try not to lose too much money, because you will lose money. This is all set up for FOMC. Thank you, Cesaric. Yes, FOMC is tomorrow. I will not be trading tomorrow. I will not be live streaming tomorrow. I may trade, but I'm not going to live stream because the morning is going to be too choppy, and whatever I come in and do my technical analysis on, FOMC is going to throw out the window. So I won't be trading tomorrow. I'll just take the day off, but I'll have the charts open, and I'll be keeping an eye on it to see if something's setting up. So I'm gonna go grab a coffee. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna try to get back before the market opens in 20 seconds. I don't think I'm gonna make it, but let's see. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. If you like this live stream, could you give it a like? I'd really appreciate that. I'm getting into my YouTube, how to get your videos out there, algorithm stuff, doing the liking, the liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff really helps me out. I really appreciate it. We can see Delta pushing up here. This looks bullish. Looks bullish. I'm not going to try to pick the top of this thing to short. That's always bad news bears for me. It's like trying to pick a falling knife. And maybe there isn't a short in this. Again, guys, remember, this is the pocket I'm looking to pick up right here. We are not close to it. Does the market open an hour earlier? No, No, market's still, it's daylight savings. So it's daylight savings here in the States. So Lennon, our clocks moved ahead an hour on Saturday night, Sunday morning. So right now it is 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have daylight savings in the States. I heard there's always talk about getting rid of daylight savings, and they just never do it. I wish they would. I don't really like daylight savings. I do like the spring when the clocks move forward and you're like, ah, oh, summer's almost here. Because I'm in the Midwest. So in the Midwest, we've got winters are not fun at all. It's like gray, cold. It's not fun. But the summers are very, for me, very nice. It's particularly the spring. So today here in Missouri, which is where I am, it's going to be 70 degrees, sunny. Very nice, pleasant day today. So hopefully the market doesn't ruin that for me. Pushing higher. We can see as price is making a new high. Delta staying a little flat. I'm still cautious of Delta because it's rollover week and we've got 2 contracts going. So Delta's not going to be my best friend this week. It's just going to be my friend. Next week, it'll be back to be my best friend. We'll make up next week. Be my best friend again. So we could try to find an uptrend line like this, right? And, you know, that's not the one I wanted. And just doing some simple technical analysis, we could try to find an area that may want to break and we could short that'll go quickly. So we've got, you know, the touch here, touch here, touch here, touch here, which is significant. And we've got the 20 SMA coming in at that level. So I think that if price broke here, we may want to take this drop. That is counter trend trading because we're green on the day, above VWAP, and we're positive delta. So do you want to take that trade? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I want to be honest. I think that's a little too scary. I can totally see this being a false breakout to the downside and then ripping higher to new highs. And this, you know, I've got to admit, is how I got chewed up last week. It's because I was getting in too high. The original trade never triggered, and I was getting in the wrong spot. But that does look tempting. That does look tempting. A break at this level back down to VWAP. Some sellers coming in here. Hey guys, hey Eddie. So see who we've got here. Donatus. Good morning. Donatus, are you in the Philippines? Are you our viewer from the Philippines? James, Hustler for Life. Maj B, Cesaric. Thanks for joining, Cesaric. Cesaric is one of the original viewers of this channel. I think it was Cesaric and just a couple other people when I first started live streaming. SW Blaze, thanks for coming back. Retina, thanks, buddy. James, good to see you again. Nekafor, I hope I'm saying that right, and I sincerely apologize if I'm not. Prima, thanks for coming back. Terry, good to see you. Vernon, what's up, man? Muhidden, thanks for joining, buddy. Our friend from Korea, as always, is back in the building. Jay Trades, good morning. Daniel, good to see you, buddy. From the UK, thanks for joining in. And Jay Trades, Cold Maine, yeah, Cold Maine. It's warming up here. Hopefully, I hope this weather system is going to come to you soon. I think the weather systems go west to east, right? So or I don't know if they go exactly like that, but maybe you'll be getting some nice weather here shortly. Seems like it's running out a little bit of exhaustion here up at the top. One thing I'm noticing is this range is 20 points value area, 20-point value area on the market open. Low volume. Looks like we're coming down a little bit. 60. Take a short at 60. I'm trying to remind myself what I was just telling myself. Wait for the trade to trigger. Now we got some good selling coming in. One thing I don't like about this potential short is that we're right at the bottom of the band there on the 1 minute. That could provide some support for it. I almost took a short there at 60, getting out around 50 level, but I don't know. I'm having flashbacks to my negative 1800 day last week. So you live and learn, right? You always live and learn. Learn from your mistakes too. The trend is your friend. Futures day trader OG. It took me a second there, Cesarek, to figure out what that meant. Maybe my brain is not going. Hey, Dave from Canada. Thanks for joining. Oh, that's awesome, Tyson. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. This thing looks like it's maybe going to break this low and then pop down here to 30. Oh, it's my 30 level. 30 level. Moving down. Delta's moving lower. Coming right down to that trend line. We have a nice trend line right here that you're looking to go long. I take out some profits, Lennon. You gotta take out some profits. I think like when I first started trading, a good piece of advice I got was like when you make like a significant amount, whatever that is, it could be $100 for you if you made $100, and that for you is great. You're trading micros, or you're trading, small size on equities, or a little 0.01 lots on Forex or whatever. Take out something and go buy something, so you can be like, look, my trading gave me that. And I know that doesn't sound like great advice, or I don't know, that doesn't sound like real super smart advice, but this looks like it's about ready to punch through this level. Down to 16. But what I'll say is, when do not copy my trades. You will lose money if you copy my trades. When you're like, yeah, man, trading got me that, because there's going to be inevitably, you're going to blow up your account, right? It's inevitable. You're going to blow up an account, and it's nice to know that you extracted something from the market that you're still holding on to, I guess you could say. So I'm looking at just for this level to break. Again, that's just this trend line breaking and getting a continuation. My target's going to be probably the bottom of this band. This is just going to be a super quick scalp on this, probably just for a few $100. But I think it could come down here and possibly touch that band. But now we're popping higher. We're breaking that trend line. So this is done. That trade is off for me at the moment. It's not to say I won't get back in it. Here it comes. Ooh, here it comes with a vengeance. But I don't see Delta. I got to try. I think this is going to break and pop down. Just got to sit on my hands on it, though, because I'm not seeing Delta. That buying right there and that Delta is messing up my game, man. Hey, Maria. Thanks for joining. Maria, I think you're in Thailand. Am I right on that? Donatus is in Lithuania. I'm sorry, Donatus. We had someone from the Philippines. And I've been to the Philippines, so that was just asking about that. This looks like maybe it's going to break lower. I'm not seeing Delta moving lower, though, guys, so I'm not going to take it. This is going to come down, and there it goes. I need my Delta confirmation. Yep, would have taken. Delta's now moving lower. We're hitting the bottom of this band here. I don't want to get whipped up. I don't want to get whipped on this. Oh, thanks, Donatus. Ugh, now it's falling. Son of a gun. Well, we missed that trade. Down to VWAP. Break of this trend line down to VWAP. That would have been a good one. I'm having flashbacks from the negative 1800 day last week. And I can't bring myself to get caught in a bear trap. What was the original trade plan, guys? Original trade plan. Let's blow it back up. Take a look-sees. I need 20 SMA to break, which is right here. We got several levels here. 20 SMA on the 1 hour. This, we're trying to pick up, maybe a break below 50 down to 33. So 15 points right there. One interesting thing I'll say, this trend line here, we broke and it was a false breakout, which is a really bearish sign. If that thing can't get through on it, it's probably going to drop. So, which it did. We just didn't get it. I have been to the Philippines as well, Maria. I have been to Bangkok and I went to Phuket. Oh, and Chiang Mai. I was in Chiang Mai too. Very beautiful. Bouncing off of VWAP, I'm noticing point of control coming in down here. I'm wondering which way price is going to want to move on that. Are we going to want to move down away from this point of control, or if it price is going to want to come up? So, still sitting on our bear paws here. Let's draw a trend line. Well, that's way too zoomed in down there. Coming right up to that trend line. Are we going to bust through it? Do we get above 13,150 and make another run to the upside? Or is the trend line going to hold? You can see how this area of support is now forming an area of confluence with this simple little downtrend line there. Excuse me. I'm feeling better today, though. I was sick yesterday. Today I'm feeling better, so. Just watching this thing, guys. Moving lower. Moving higher, moving lower. That's what it does. Moves higher, moves lower. Moves lower, moves higher. I was talking to a trading friend of mine a while ago. Not recently, it was a while ago. And we're like, what if you just came in here randomly and just had a really good risk management plan? Thanks, Anatis. I appreciate that. You just had a really good risk management plan. So basically, you just came in here and were like, sell it. Boom. Buy it. You didn't even look at the chart, but you just had basically just, a random trades but you manage the risk no matter what you were given. Could you be profitable? I think you probably could. Just a game of chance, but once you got in, you had to do your risk management. Like, 3-for-1 profit ratio or 4-for-1 profit ratio. So let's just say you did like a 4-for-1 profit ratio, right? And random trades. I wonder how profitable you would be versus actually sitting here doing all the technical analysis, watching price action, doing this, doing that. It's like we're going to keep moving lower. We can see how this trend line held. Super nice. I mean, right to the touch, right? Right to the touch. Now, what this would tell me is that this is just how I trade, is that this breaks, price is going to want to, particularly if we break the 20 SMA here, price will probably want to move back up into that area. So if we break this 30 level up here, I think price will want to come back up into that. But it's looking like it's eyeing lows here. With Delta now turning negative, or inching below VWAP. Again, my break of this 50 level, trying to take a scalp down to 30. Several levels of resistance up here. Oh, we got 70 folks in the building now. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. If you like, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, I'd really appreciate it. Completely free, and it helps me out quite a bit with the YouTube folks. YouTube robots. So yeah, guys, if you missed the pre-market, we're came in. We're just kind of waiting for our trade to trigger here. We're looking for this pocket to pick up. We think price will move pretty quickly below the 13,050 level down to 13,031. Try to get about 15 points out of that. Overall fundamentals, bigger bird's eye view picture of what's going on with the market. Bearish downtrend. We broke a key level of support in the overnight session, so we've got a bearish mindset for today. Almost like every day recently has been bearish mindset, and we just don't want to get in too high, and we don't want to get caught in a green day. I mean, at some point the thing's going to want to have a green day, and I don't want to get caught in it. I got caught in one last week, which I talked about right over there. And so we're just we're learning from our mistakes from that day and just waiting for the trade to trigger, for price to begin moving lower and breaking some support levels in order for us to take a short. So we almost took one. Oh, I saw it up here. I didn't take it because, well, I just kind of chickened out and I didn't want to get caught in a situation where I was last week. We had the support level marked out and we thought we would pop down into VWAP and we just didn't take it. That's all right. Vernon, that's interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. One thing about moving your stop to break even, I don't know. I don't know what I think about moving stops to break even. We're not coming up to this 20 SMA. I think it's trying to make a punch up. We're out of this trend line, which we drew, which had several touches, which means it's very valid. I'm wondering if we break this 20 SMA at 37, 39, we may want to pop up to 50. We've got the back end of this trend line up here at 44 plus a 20 SMA, so that might be some resistance for it. I don't know. I was listening to some podcast on traders, some trader podcast. I can't remember what it was, and they had a trader on there, like professional trader, and his advice was, let the trade play out. You've got your original stop loss there for a reason, to make whatever your anticipated target profit is. And if you move your stop to break even to try to just, make the trade risk free, basically, you're not letting the trade play out the way you want it to go. And so you'd be willing to take that, negative, whatever, the $500 loss, but you're, anticipating making that $1,000 win. But if you go ahead and just move that stop to break even, and you hit the break even, and you're like, well, I saved a loss there. You're not really letting your trading plan, your overall trading plan play out. Mike, you trading this morning? Futures trading with Mike? You trading at the ES this morning? Yeah, PD Legend. I got burned on that last week on my negative 1800 loss. Sometimes I put stops. One reason I don't do stops on live stream is sometimes I move my stop way the F out of the way because I just know how much this thing's going to move around. And I don't want to be in a situation where I don't want to be in a situation where the thing spikes and takes me out, even though the trade is still valid. But then I get railed on by people who are like, your stop is too far away. I would close out of the trade manually if Delta started to move against me or anything like that. Just watching this thing here. Looks like it may want to come back up to value area high. Well, I think I've been watching this thing too long. A lot of selling coming through on that. I was wondering if this thing wanted to keep moving up to the upper band there. May find some support down here. I got a ton of red lines on this thing, don't I? A little too. I'm gonna take some of these off. I keep putting them on, but I don't take them off. See a lot of buying volume coming on that. I think this move might have a little leg up. I don't know. See if we get a pop on it. A little pop, a little pop, pop. Oh. So this was just, I don't know what you can call this trade. I call it like a flat top breakout. Whenever I see price coming up here and really hitting a wall, but I can see space on the volume profile, and Delta kind of doing that. Delta wasn't my best buddy on that, but you can just take and the band opening up a little bit there, you just take that pop into the space. Oh, thanks, Eddie. I think I probably could have held it a little higher there, but really my target was just going to be the top of the 500 volume band. I mean, again, I'm just scalped this thing. And my short trade has not triggered. This looks really bullish right here. You see how that 1 minute closed outside the band into the value area high like that? Holy smokes. Short sellers should be sweating. But we've got the band up here. I want to get that thing off. Data. Is it data series? Properties. I don't like seeing my trades on the screen. Bugs me. I put them over there on the 500 volume just so people can kind of see. Maybe it's under data series. It's weird where these things are on here. Do not plot. Thanks. Yep, thanks, James. The risk reward things. Yeah, Maria, there's a delay. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just YouTube's thing. Actually, some people suggested I go over to Discord because they've got I guess you can stream there live, like real time live. But the YouTube setting is at its lowest latency, and it's still a few seconds. And to be fair, I don't want anybody really copying my trades. I would feel horrible if somebody lost money doing that. I like the chat. Like we got the chat going over there. I started doing it on my screen, on my YouTube Studio screen with my mouse or my cursor. Nobody can see that. I like how the chat's going, and I like just talking through stuff, and I like the technical analysis. To be honest with you, I like technical analysis, looking at levels, drawing out levels. The trades, I would hate if somebody actually lost money doing what I do or copying my trades. So I kind of like that there's a delay, but it's also I think beneficial to be in the to have it actually live. So maybe I'll switch over to Discord or some other live streaming service, like real live streaming thing. So we now see point of control coming in up here. You need to make $1.10. Oh, that sucks, J Trades. That's the worst. You're like, oh, I did it. And then you look at the R Trader and you're like, oh man, I gotta do one more little one. I can't tell you when I first started doing those evaluations, how many of them how many of them that happened to me. It'd be like one last trade for $250, and I've got the account, and it's psychological, man. It is psychological. It messes with your head, and then you just botch that last trade. I mean, I can think of two specific times when I was like $250, $300 away from getting the evaluation, and I literally blew up the evaluation account on that one trade because I just didn't want to take the loss. Like the trade wasn't going. I forced the trade. I wanted to make it real quick. I forced the trade, was going against me, and instead of just closing out and taking like a $300 or $400 loss, and I held on to the loser. It just blew up my account, blew up my evaluation. Yeah, no, Maria. Yeah, right. Not to copy, just to see, just to have it live. It is. I agree. It'd be nice if it was like live, so you guys are. The price has already moved after I've spit out my 2 cents. Watching this thing move, watching this thing move. Yeah, market's waiting for the Fed. Popping higher. You think we're gonna start ripping up? Really moving up now, huh? Taking out shorts. Ooh. It's a similar situation to what happened last week. Similar situation to my horrible green day over here. The downside move never triggered, and we ripped up. I'm wondering if we're going to keep ripping up here. The question is, where does it want to go? Maybe 13,340. We can look at yesterday's volume profile over here. I can mark out yesterday's value area high. We got point of control coming in up here. I wonder if this is gonna send it to the upside. Very bullish candle on the 5 minute. You got that scalp. Yeah, I thought about taking that scalp up there too. I think this thing's gonna keep pushing up. I don't want to get caught at the top and then we roll down. I guess my thing would be like, where's the support area to get in on it? Sometimes these value area highs, these ledges right here, act as support. So when price moves up, price busts up through, pulls back, that thing can act as a support. Excuse me. It's almost too easy to buy break of that candle. That's a warrior trading trade right there. Yeah, nice job, J Trades. I like to see people doing well in this thing. Makes me feel a little bit better when I take a gnarly one. I really don't want to get stuck up here. Just the way that this thing's been moving lately. Um, there hasn't been, once we reach new highs, there hasn't been like this explosiveness. Like, you remember when we had those Trump green days, this thing would do this little pullback and then rip up another 50 points. We don't quite have that anymore. And it's nothing to do with Trump. I'm just saying that when the market was really moving to the upside, if you remember that. Market on a support level here. $13,250-ish. 13,250. Yeah, I don't want to talk trash about anybody who trades, but he trades like market rotations. He kind of calls it, I guess, where he's like the market moves in cycles. So he's a firm believer that the price is going to come back down to his entry level. And I think on Nasdaq, and Nasdaq doesn't really give a shit about your entry level. It's just going to do what it's going to do. So scalping for me is kind of the best way to go. I miss the Trump market too. I passed many evaluations in the Trump market. Now it looks like we have see Delta moving higher there. Delta's moving higher. Oh, this is choppy up here, guys. This is risque, choppy. See how Delta's moving higher on that? Delta popped higher. Ooh, I almost jumped in on that. Delta popped higher. I can see a short at 57. I can see this thing rolling back down. Yeah, buyers just don't seem to be there. I probably agree with that. It's hard to counter trend trade it though, right? It's like we're up almost 1%. We're way above VWAP. We're positive delta. And the only thing I can think of to do is freaking short this thing. It's not going to have the momentum to really rip up. And we can see there We're out with this trend line. We broke through the trend line. Delta was popping higher, and now we're making a new low. Yeah, Donatus thing. Yeah. Delta pump, but price didn't. I'm wondering if we're going to come down here and visit value area low. We've got the 20 SMA there at 55. It's got some support down here, a couple support levels right there. So that false breakout where it had an opportunity, I mean, I talked about it before, but when price has an opportunity to move, when we break like a two-legged pullback like that, and we don't, there's no follow through on it, you need to be cautious that this move may be coming to an end here. But we've got some levels of support right there. You know, do we break the 20 SMA on the 5-minute? And then get and come back down and visit value area low. Is there enough meat on there for me to take that? 53 to 40? Yeah, maybe. The Delta's also not making new lows. Maybe it's going to find some support and find a bounce down here. That 1-minute candle looks too bearish for me to even think about buying it. What time is it? 9:15. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Delta's been scary for me today. Too afraid to click it all. Yeah, Delta, you know, rollover week Delta's going to be weird. So you just want to be cautious of it. Like I said before, Delta's my friend today. It's not my best friend. It's just my friend. So we've got the big move up here. Big move up. Pull back. What support level could it be? It could be this trend line that we had drawn out before. We can see that. Sorry. This 5-minute trend line. We've also got the 20 SMA here on the 5-minute. Is that some support that it's hitting? Delta's not making new lows, so I wouldn't do an evaluation after I pass the live one, but I had blown up live accounts, so I've gone back and had to do another evaluation. I blew up a live account on a live stream. You can go back and watch that one. You can hear my voice, the defeat in my voice after doing that, and you know, you bounce back from it. You just get back on the horse. Did I roll my contracts? Yeah, I'm on the June contract. We talked about that in the pre-market stuff. If you haven't joined us for the pre-market, we do the technical analysis stuff. We look at news, fundamentals, and then we also look at volume on this thing. So the new contract over here is at 215,000, and this one, the old one's at 122,000. So you need to roll over. Man, I really want to take a short on this break, but I just see value area low down there at 40. You'd have to get out 40. And why am I thinking about shorting it? We're positive on the day, positive delta, above VWAP. I just have a short bias, guys. I just have a short bias. I'm wondering if this thing wants to, if Delta's gonna be my buddy on this or not. Delta, you can be my buddy. I see Delta moving higher as price is attempting to move up. We'll see if we break this area of resistance and maybe just get another quick scalp up here. I see Delta moving higher. I see Delta moving higher. Hmm. See if it wants to give me that pop. I see, you see a point of control came in right there. I see Delta's moving up higher. Target's just gonna be the band there on the 500 volume. Delta's really moving up higher here. Man, if this thing falls to the downside, Delta's not my friend anymore. Just watching it. It's a very bullish candle over on the 1 minute, isn't it? Close out on that. 523. Ah, should have held on. Whatevs. I saw that thing pin, and I was like, man, should have held on. Story of my trading. I hope somebody else held on to that a little bit longer. On that one, it was just Delta moving up. Delta was my friend on that. We came to the support area, 20 SMA on the 5 minute uptrend line. We formed one of these flat top levels of resistance, 20 SMA on the 1 minute, and you should just get a pop through up to value area high. Would have been a better target. Oh, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for joining us. I'll see. Oh, Eddie, I'm not trading tomorrow, buddy. I'll trade on Thursday. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I'll live stream again on Thursday. Tomorrow's FOMC, and my kids don't have school tomorrow. It's a teacher work day or something, so I'm not gonna trade tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. I'll have it open. If I take a trade, I'll record it. But tomorrow's gonna be crazy. I would not be trading tomorrow. What volume profile are you using? This is a regular trading hours volume profile. I can show you the setup right here. If that makes any sense to you? I don't know. It's a the actual indicator is order flow volume profile on NinjaTrader 8, and that's comes with the lifetime license of NinjaTrader. Just take that off. There's a trade copier in Apex. Do you mean like you have a trade copier that's separate from Apex, or there's a trade copier with Apex? SW Blaze. Moving higher. We breaking highs on the day, guys? Ripping up. This is very similar to a day we had like last week, huh? My negative 1800 day. Oh, good. Well, if you have the lifetime, then that bad boy is available to you. I don't really want to buy the highs. So I think this trade, I should have held on to it up to the actual target, which I think was at 04 or something like that. And that would have given me, you know, an extra 7 points, an extra $280. So that would have put me right around 800 bucks on the day. Instead, I got out too soon. And yeah, so I'm only at 523. You know, where does it want to go up to? Anybody have any ideas? So I think we marked out. There's a zillion levels on here. I'm gonna start taking some of these off. These are not in play anymore. A lower one. Where would it want to go up to? If there was a target today, it's up 1%. Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's the value area high of yesterday, 13,260. Does it want to push up to 250? Yeah, but again, I don't want to buy the top of this thing. You know, it'll break 30 and then it'll be at 50 in a blink of an eye. Hey, morning, Karma. Yeah, we're breaking 30. Delta's moving along with it. I may actually try to buy it if it wants to pull back to 30, 31 and try to hold it up to the 50 level. I'm chickening out here. Although I think there's that little LVN that formed. I see some sellers coming in though. See if I get a pop on it. Nope. I think I need to close out on that. See if I get lucky. All right. I don't see Delta dropping though. I think I'm in just up too high. I thought we were gonna get a rip up to 50. Of course, my 30 level is acting as it should, as resistance. See it open up to 44. Keep moving my take profit there, guys. Sorry, it's probably... You see how that 30 level is really keeping price in check. I got a little pop there on it, though. I'm just going to close out. I don't like any of that. I'm chasing price. I'm getting too high. It may pop up to 50. I don't know. I don't like how I'm chasing it. Should have held it. All right. Do you have a video on your chart set? I do have a video on my chart setup. I appreciate you asking. There. Would have gone to my take profit. It's ripping. Oh, man. See how point of control came in right up there? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's ripping up. Oh, we missed the big move. We can see it's coming right up to yesterday's value area high. You want to fade it? I don't know. So this is, I can blow it up here. These are session volume profiles on here. Sometimes the previous day's session volume profile will give you some information. So this is yesterday's value area high. Price is coming right up to that. And finding some resistance. So, you know. Oh, I should have held on to this trade. At least up to 50. I mean, come on, man. Get in the game. Get in the game. Trading my P&L is my problem at this point. That's what happens when you overtrade, is you trade your P&L. When you start looking for those little moves just to, you know, get to 800 or get to 1,000. That's not good. $13,340, I think would be my next target. 13,290, yeah, probably. It'll probably keep ripping. I think it might come up into this space. Lots of volume coming in up here. Yeah, we're at 292 right now. Excuse me. Basically. Really watching the volume up at these levels. You can see how we got a lot of volume coming in. This thing's just moving without me, huh? It's all right. I'd rather it move without me than move in the opposite direction with me. It's a lot of volatility, though. A little pullback here up at the 13,300 level. Time is at 9:30. Man, I've only been trading for an hour. It feels like I've been trading for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad I didn't try to buy the top of this thing. And yeah, it does this rip. But then you're like, okay, it's gonna rip again on this nice, bull candle. Well, that's better. But this bull candle around the 1 minute, and then you get a 20-point pullback on your entry, and you're like, shit, that's not fun drawdown. 2 contracts, that's $1,000. Scalping, you got to be super precise. That's why I like trading breaks of levels, because price tends to move quickly through them. Using that value area high as support again that we talked about before. Is it done ripping? What do you guys think it's going to go up to? 13.3. $13,463. What a rip. That would be. I mean, it's probably got the room for it. I don't know. Is this just giving everybody one more opportunity to short it before we really fall? Is that what the institutions are doing? Driving it up so they can short it at a better price? Very nice ledge right here. You can see that form. We're breaking lower though. I don't know if I like this entry. So this red line that we're coming to now is the value area high from yesterday, remember? Which may be acting as support. Hey, Cesar, thanks for joining. I haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you coming. We're about ready to get caught in a bull trap here. I want to see it form some resistance and then, break that resistance. Oh, man. I just can't bring myself to buy it, guys. I got my finger on the trigger, but I just can't do it. I just don't want to get caught. That was it. We just missed that. Well, I'm missing these final trades. This would have been a nice trade. We're hitting the value area high of yesterday. Nice little pullback. We break the counter trend line on bullish delta. Buying that break would have been a nice scalp. Band's opened up now to 13,311. It's pinching in a little bit. But I couldn't do it, guys. Just couldn't do it. I'm human. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. A robot probably would have taken that trade, but when you're up $600 at 937, man, it's tough to pull the trigger. Maybe we can get 50 likes on this thing. If you haven't liked yet, I wouldn't mind if you just hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. I think we're at 48 likes. I'd appreciate it. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm wondering if we break 13, 49 likes. One more like. Come on, somebody. Please. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, I can't bring myself to buy the top. Better traders than me are buying this thing, like, are trading this way better than me. And I think that if I wasn't up $600, I would be trading this way better. You can see Delta popping there. If I wasn't up, if I wasn't up $600, I would be, I think, in a much better position to trade this. But the fact that I'm, you know, green on the day, I think this thing's gonna bust up through 13. I don't want to get caught in that. This is dumb. I wouldn't buy it at all. Yeah, this is hard. I can just see all this opening up, though. You're like the little voice in my head. I should listen to my little voice. Oh, let's take that off. $59 likes. I appreciate it, guys. I don't know, guys. I think it's gonna keep moving higher, but I really can't get. I can't get on. I can't get on board with buying the top of it. And I don't particularly want to fade it because it seems like it's a pretty relatively strong move. Sorry, I'm just watching this thing, zoning out, watching it. Well, at least we didn't short it. At least we didn't try to short the top over there, right? Because our original trade plan coming in on the day was to short it down into this area, back down to 13,030 level, and that clearly never triggered. So the fact that our original pre-market trade plan did not trigger, and we're still up $600 is not too shabby, I guess. Is there another term for delta? I can't find it on Interactive Brokers. Cumulative delta. Cumulative delta. They may not have it. It may not be an indicator they offer. Maybe you may have to do a third-party indicator. Cumulative Delta. Well, guys, what time is it? 9:42. I may call it. I may take a break. I may take a break, and I'm kind of just watching this thing grind up is going to make me make a bad decision. So on that, I'm going to sign off. I think if I end up taking any more trades later, I'll record it and throw it up on YouTube, and you can check that out. But I may just go outside and enjoy the day. Yeah, wish I could have some wise parting words, but I don't really have any. We may want to keep just grinding up to 13,330 level up here. That is the 20 SMA on the 4-hour. And if you can see on the 4-hour, what we talked about in pre-market was that, we had broken significant levels of resistance over here in the overnight session at 13,000. However, this ABCD pattern has broken. So it broke in right before the market opened, and we now may be coming up here where it might find some resistance to make another move down. But it's got to come up at some point. It can't always fall. So that's where I'd be looking for it to find its next level of resistance. And I wouldn't be shorting it until then, and until we broke this bullish structure right here on the hourly, which we can see. So that's probably going to be it for me, guys. It's slowing down already. You can see it kind of dying out up here. It may want to, drift down to a little pullback, and then we may see another surge to the upside, or, it may want to drift down. I don't know what it's going to do. If I knew what it was going to do, I'd be sitting in the Bahamas in my villa, not in Missouri. So, you're gonna go over and watch Matt. I wonder how trades by Matt's doing. I don't know. I hope he's doing all right. I hope everybody's doing all right. Thanks for joining in. I'll be back on Thursday, guys. So I won't be trading tomorrow. Tomorrow is FOMC. Be careful trading tomorrow. It's FOMC day. And I won't be trading. So I will be back on Thursday, though, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. If I take any more trades, I'll record it, but I don't think I'm going to. So thanks a lot for joining. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, I really, really appreciate your support. Thanks.